Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat mula dito sa Baltimore, Maryland. Good morning to everyone in Manila, and elsewhere. I'm very happy to see, familiar faces, great people in this, small audience that we have. I would like to welcome everyone to our fireside chat that will revolve around success stories, in the application process for graduate schools of the graduate mentoring and assistance program, GradMAP Philippines. I am Dr. Mario Santo Domingo, the president of the Philippine American Academy of Science and Engineering. For those who don't know PAASE yet, PAASE is a 43-year-old organization that was incorporated in the state of Indiana in 1980, was founded by Dr. Severino Co, an engineering professor, and her and his late wife. They're together in building the organization, and now we are 650 strong. And we are right now supporting, a lot of initiatives and sponsoring, initiatives that advance science and technology ecosystem development in the Philippines. And we are very fortunate to have met GradMAP PH. I'd like to, of course, recognize some of their leaders who are here. We have Dr. Herdedin Ardonia from University of California, Irvine. We also have here uh, uh, Miss Erin Ong. Is Erin here? Yes, she's based in Germany. And of course, our esteemed reactors for this morning, Dr. Ralph Turingan from the Florida Institute of Technology, and Dr. Joyce Ibana from the Institute of Biology, UP Diliman. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Magandang gabi, Ralph. We also have some members of PAASE here. Dr. Silverio Cabellon. We have Dr. Alrey Villagracia. And of course, our Vice President and President-elect, Dr. Gladys Completo from UPLB. Our partnership with GradMAP is still very young. I would say it's probably still like, a toddler if it were like a child, but it's very precocious. I would say with the short period that we've been engaged together, it has been relatively successful. This is actually just our second year, and we're already signing a memorandum of understanding. So as to make it sustainable, and I hope that beyond my leadership of PAASE, and of course with the leadership of Dr. Completo, in the next 2 years, this partnership will flourish. But without further ado, let me just call on first Ms. Erin Ong to introduce GradMAP and the reason for why we are here this morning. Erin,
Sure.
should I
Thanks so
make you a
much, Martin.
co-host?
Yeah, I do have just a few slides prepared.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Should work. Sorry, let me look. Let me see if I can. Okay, there you go. Sorry. Okay. So hi everyone. I'm Erin Ong. I'm the current director for partnerships of GradMAP Philippines, and just as a quick introduction, I'm going to give a bit of an overview about the grant program, but it won't be too long because I don't want to take away from the spotlight, which would be on our speakers and reactors, who, especially the successful grantees from last year's cycle. And the entire idea of GradMAP started out because we realized that a lot of Filipino students are interested in pursuing STEM or pursuing research careers, but despite the growing talent pool at the college level, it's not really translating into that many pursuing graduate school and going on to pursue scientific careers or to pursue becoming full-fledged researchers in the Philippines compared to other Asian or even other countries on a global scale. And a lot of this boils down to the challenges that Filipino students face in terms of the lack of network, such as the lack of support and guidance as they're pursuing graduate studies, the lack of information about the opportunities that are out there. And I think most especially the high barrier to entry, especially when it comes to the financial side of having to pay for, let's say, standardized tests for proving your English proficiency, or just the high costs with applying to many different programs. And because of that, GradMAP was founded to match Filipino graduate students and STEM professionals around the world with mentees or who are Filipino undergraduate students, or even let's say graduates already but aren't pursuing graduate school yet and are looking to build their scientific careers. And through this matching and mentoring process, we hope that we can provide more opportunities for Filipinos to pursue STEM. But even with this mentorship program, we didn't really have a way to address the financial aspect until recently with initially our PAASE GradMAP grad program, which was established during the previous cycle in order to help mentees cover their application-related expenses. And last cycle, we were able to provide up to $300 per student to 17 GradMAP mentees. And these were the awardees from last year. And about half of them pursued biological sciences or health science related fields. But this, you can see from the graph here, it was really very diverse in terms of the fields that they were interested in. And a lot of them also pursued highly interdisciplinary programs. And aside from the application fees, this grant money was also used to cover standardized tests and securing application documents such as transcript of records and other necessary materials. And the results, at least from our initial cycle, have been quite promising. So out of the 14 respondents, 8 of them received at least one admission offer. So that over half of the respondents were able to get a positive result from their applications. And based on feedback from the awardees as well, the grant was super helpful in terms of giving them the little push that they needed to go through with the application process, again, because they were facing some financial challenges that might have otherwise prevented them from even applying in the first place. So a lot of them said that they might not have been able to apply at all, or they would have applied to fewer programs than they intended. And these are just some of the short messages that we got from these awardees. But I think the main spotlight for this event is really to hear from them themselves, how this grant actually helped them in going through the application process and in getting an admission offer. So this is the end, and I'm looking forward to hearing from our mentees and now graduate students. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So actually, for our first mentee and first speaker, Nathaniel Sabater, he currently has class, but he did send a recorded video, which is also on my end. So I will just jump into it and pull it up.
Sige, I'm just listening to something kasi.
All right. So this is from Nathaniel Sabater, and he's currently doing his master's in psychology at UP Diliman. Previously, he completed his bachelor's in psychology at Far Eastern University. So I'll just play the video and let him speak for himself. Yeah.
Good day, everyone. Distinguished members of the Philippine American Academy of Science and Engineering, GradMAP Philippines, and to all our esteemed listeners. I'm Nathaniel Sabater, a proud GradMAP mentee. My journey with GradMAP began when I was paired with my mentor, Jocelyn Nang. Before this, as a psychology junior, I had already set my sights on graduate school. So one day, while attending an online event hosted by the Society for Pinoy Neuroscience Enthusiasts, I stumbled upon the GradMAP page. So when I explored, I realized that this program aligned with my goals. The prospect of having a mentor-mentee relationship was exactly what I needed. Prior to this discovery, I had been engaged in initial planning and research for my target programs. However, as I sensed that there's extra necessity for guidance and support, so when the registration opened, I eagerly signed up. So my journey towards grad school admission with the help of GradMAP can be summarized into 4 key elements. An experience I'd like to call fired. So first, feedback. The moment I was paired with my mentor, Jocelyn, marked the beginning of an instrumental journey. His invaluable feedback on my statement of purpose played a pivotal role in shaping my application. His guidance and constructive criticism were also pivotal in enhancing the quality of my application materials. Second, invaluable resources. GradMAP's resources available on their website were a goldmine of information. They provided me with interview tips, which I found helpful in preparing me for graduate school interview processes. The resources allowed me to align my background and future aspirations with the program requirements, which is an important aspect of the application process. Second is sample CVs and statement of purpose. Through the samples provided in the website, I was able to have practical templates that can aid me in crafting my own documents, enabling me to contextualize and tailor my application to specific programs I was applying to. And finally, the PAASE GradMAP grant. I'm deeply grateful to have received the PAASE GradMAP grant which significantly eased the financial burden associated with my grad school application. This grant enabled me to cover application fees, which is a considerable support for which I'm truly grateful. So third is encouragement. Dealing with imposter syndrome is a common challenge during the application process. Doubts like, am I making the right decision? And do I truly belong here? Can be overwhelming. Thus, having a mentor who not only encouraged me, but also offered unwavering support was refreshing. The application journey is undoubtedly challenging, and navigating through self-doubt can be equally daunting. The mentorship available through GradMAP provided me with that extra push, which proved to be indispensable. So lastly, direction. The guidance provided by my mentor helped me to become more systematic in tracking my application process. His insights equipped me with valuable strategies to navigate the complexities of the grad school admission process. Furthermore, he played an important role in helping me decide which programs aligned with the best of my goals, ensuring the right fit. So after months of rigorous preparation, diligent submission, and unwavering guidance from my mentors, I'm delighted to share that I have been able to receive admission offers from 3 graduate school programs. First is the Master of Health Social Science at De La Salle University, where I was awarded a full scholarship. Additionally, I have been accepted into the MA in Social Psychology program at Ateneo de Manila University. And lastly, the MA in Psychology General Track program at the University of the Philippines. Selecting the right program wasn't an easy decision, but after careful consideration, I have chosen to embark on my academic journey at the University of the Philippines, Diliman. So in this program, I aspire to advance as a behavioral scientist with a mission in enhancing individuals' decision-making processes to promote overall well-being. I also aim to develop empirically grounded initiatives at the intersection of social psychology, behavioral science, and public policy. This wouldn't be possible without the help of this organization and my mentors. Thus, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to GradMAP and PAASE for their support, my mentor Jocelyn for his invaluable guidance, and all those who contributed to my journey. I hope my experience inspires many more individuals to get fired and pursue their dreams with passion and determination. Thank you so much.
All right. So, thank you so much, Nathaniel. And obviously, yeah, we really appreciate that he was able to send us a video despite already starting his master's classes. Next up, for our next speaker, we have Nicole Clarence Gapaz. She finished her Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry at the University of Santo Tomas, and she's with us today. I think we might need to give her co-hosting access so she can share.
She'll be able to share.
Okay, cool. Nicole, can you try if you can start your presentation?
Please unmute, Nicole.
There.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think my internet is quite unstable, but good day, everyone. Good morning in the Philippines and good evening there. And first of all, I want to thank the GradMAP and PAASE for giving me this opportunity to talk. So let me start with saying that to pursue a dream without the means to make it happen is like aiming for the impossible. While it may be true that some of us have the ability to apply to different schools because of our financial background, others are limited because of financial limitations. Well, it may be true also that there are scholarships being offered where tuition fees are covered, but then some of us can't even afford to apply in the first place. So I think grants such as this are very important to give us equal opportunity to apply to our dream schools and dream programs. I am Nicole Clarence Luis Aldapes, and this is my GradMAP journey. So I'll give you a quick background about myself. I graduated with a degree in Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry from the University of Santa Tomas last year, and currently I am working as a research assistant at the University of the Philippines, Manila, with a study, this one. It is a USCPCHR funded project entitled Monitoring Drug Efficacy Through Multi-Omics Research Initiative in Alzheimer's Disease, or as we call it, MMRIA. Even before college or during college, I wanted already to pursue a master's in forensic science. However, as we all know, it is very limited here in the Philippines, or maybe almost none, the opportunities here in forensic science. So I opted to search for universities abroad, which probably offer masters in forensic science. But it's also obvious that when we apply to universities abroad, it will cost us more. So I didn't want to burden my family financially because I don't know, there's this notion that once you graduate, you have to stand on your own. So I was shy to ask for money. But then one day I think I was just casually scrolling through Facebook when I saw this post. And then I told myself, I have nothing to lose if I try. Or in Filipino, we say it as, wala namang mawawala if susubukan ko. And so I did. And then I don't know if the applications or the application process have changed, but I think during the time it was fairly easy to apply to this grant. It just took me, I think, just a few, not really a few minutes, but probably an hour or two to finish the forms, because most of the things that are being asked, I already have. So I think there's just 3 parts of the applications. First is the basic information, where they would just ask you for your name, your email, and other relevant information. And then the second part is the application, where you'll have to input how much money you would be requesting and where you'll use it, or also where you are applying to in the program as well. And then the last part is where you'll have to just upload your CV, a personal statement, UOR, and other relevant information. So the next thing I know, I was awarded with the grant, and I actually didn't expect much because I just tried it. And then what's amazing in here is that I wasn't only the one who received the grant, which means that they get to change lives of a lot more people, not just me. So also, not only did GradMAP help me financially, they also partnered me with my mentor, who I think is also here, Ate Jewel Alas. She's been helping me throughout the application process. And then we would also have video calls for updates. And whenever I feel unmotivated, or whenever I question myself if I really deserve, or should I pursue this master, she would always remind me that whatever is meant for me will always be given to me. And so also, whenever she goes home, because she's currently studying, taking PhD in biochemistry at CUNY, New York. So whenever she goes home, we try as much as possible to meet up. And then, so not only did I really gain a mentor through GradMAP, I also gained a friend too. So next one is, so going back, I used the grant that I received from GradMAP to take my English proficiency exam, that's IELTS. And in turn, it helped me boost my applications because because of this IELTS exam, I was able to prove that I am able to communicate and learn through English, because of course it's abroad. So we have to prove that we can speak or communicate with them. And also their main instruction is also English. And then after a few months of waiting, I have secured offers from different universities from US, Australia, and even UK, with some of this having scholarships as well. But I decided to defer my offers to next year, as I am currently focusing on my work right now, so that I will be fully equipped with enough knowledge and skills once I start to embark in this new chapter in my life. Also, before I end this short presentation, again, I would like to thank all of the people behind this PAASE GradMAP, and my mentor as well, for the opportunity and all the help you have given me and all of my fellow aspiring professionals. So if you're still second guessing, this is your sign to join the GradMAP family. Again, thank you so much and have a great day. So if you have further questions, you can just email me at anagapas@up.edu.ph or through my LinkedIn, connect with me. It's Nicole Clarence Gapas. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Nicole. Definitely, we also invited Nicole, even though she deferred her applications, because we think it's really valuable to have these other perspectives and insights as well, especially because we know that she's also definitely still dedicated to doing research in STEM, as you can see in her current position, and the kinds of decisions and considerations she had to make for her career. So we really value that as well. So thank you, Nicole. For our next speaker, we have Mark Cleofe. He's currently doing a master's in engineering in Japan, and his bachelor's was in electrical engineering from Kansas City University. So Mark, take it away. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Can everyone hear me? Oh,
Yep.
so, okay.
Yes.
Let me just, yeah, okay. So, good morning or good evening, wherever you are. So my name is Mark Edwin Cleofe Jr. I'm currently a master's in Mechanical and Electrical Systems Engineering student here at Kyoto University of Advanced Science. And before I start my presentation, I would just like to thank the GradMAP and the PASE for the application grant that I have received last cycle, because it has helped me a lot during my application journey. So let me start by sharing my grad school application journey. So I actually graduated in 2016. So it was a very long time. I graduated from Bachelor of Science in Electronics Engineering at Quezon City University. And I am a first generation college student in my family. So my parents did not finish college. So back then, it was very important for me to be working, to be earning money to support my family. So I became like a breadwinner in my family. So after graduating ECE, I took my licensure examinations and passed it. So I started working in 2017. It was an industry. It's not research affiliated. So yeah, and right around 2019, I realized that working in industry is not really for me. Like it was very repetitive, and there's no I cannot pursue my passion for research. So in 2019, I started thinking about going into grad school. So, but it was hindered during 2020 because I was sent to Japan by my company for a work exchange, and there was a pandemic during that time. So yeah, a lot of the applications or my plans during that time was put on hold because of the pandemic. Then in 2021, I applied for MEXT embassy recommendation. So MEXT is basically the Ministry of Education, Science, and Technology here in Japan. So it provides scholarships for people that are wanting to pursue their graduate degrees in Japan. But I got rejected. So it was very disheartening for me, especially because I did not come from a big university. I guess there are there are instances where it is not highlighted for people that are coming from a non-research intensive university, that maybe people from like myself have doubts whether we could be researchers, because it is not really a viable choice, especially if you're just coming from a small university. So I started to doubt whether being a graduate student is for me. Then during the second cycle of GradMAP, I became a mentee. So it was very helpful because my mentor really encouraged me to pursue graduate school. So what happened after that is I applied for another MEXT scholarship. This time I'm not applying to the embassy, I'm applying directly to the university. So I also got a professor. A professor has agreed to accept me to his lab during 2021. So I was very happy during that time, because I didn't believe that I was not able to believe that a professor in Japan would actually want me to be in his lab. But unfortunately, the program was very competitive, and I only got shortlisted. I was not able to get into the program, although a professor has agreed to be my research supervisor. So in 2022, I started exploring other options. I applied to UP and Ateneo, but yeah, I got accepted, but I did not apply for scholarship, because for engineering, like in DOST, the ERDT scholarship program would require you to have a return of service for every year of being an ERDT scholar. You have to serve, you have to be in the Philippines, or like return your the scholarship that you got. Like 1 year of scholarship would mean 1 year of service. So I don't really like that agreement. So I also applied again for GradMAP and become a mentee again. So this time I did not only apply for one university, I applied to 3 different universities. And early 2023, I got my acceptance letter to Kyoto University of Advanced Science. So the 300 US dollars has helped me secure application fee payment. So it was for 3 universities. It was $110 in total. If it's not for the grant, maybe I would not be able to apply for 3 universities, because as a breadwinner, it's very difficult for me to save money for my own grad school application, because yeah, being a breadwinner is tough. And then I was also able to resend my GRE scores. And then I was also able to send physical documents to universities. In case you didn't know, in Japan, you need to send physical application materials to them. So they're not really they're not doing everything online. So it was very expensive sending back and forth the documents that they need. I'm sorry. Okay, so right now my research area is on theoretical and experimental development of thermoelectric energy harvesters using novel functional nanomaterials. So yeah, I just put it here, but it's not yet done. Basically, I'm doing nanomaterials research. So it's my professor is Dr. Koichi Nakamura, and his laboratory. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, his laboratory is concerned with quantum chemistry and quantum physics. So, but I just like to share that my program is not in Japanese. It's in English. Just the laboratory materials that I have right now is in Japanese. Okay, so I'm doing research. Right now, I'm basically learning about DFT, density functional theory, because it's going to be very helpful to my material science research. And then also, I'm currently working as a part-time teaching assistant for calculus and linear algebra here at my university. And it's also helpful for me for the allowance. Oh, by the way, at KUAS, I was able to secure scholarship. I was like all of my tuition and miscellaneous fees are paid, and they are also giving me livable allowance. So that's how I get by, not by not working and not getting support from any of my like relatives. And I'm also working as a part-time teaching assistant. And yeah, so currently I'm in Tokyo. I'm in Kyoto right now, and it's very wonderful so far. Kyoto is considered as the most beautiful city in Japan because of the shrines and the temples and the castles are abundant everywhere. And yeah, so that's my GradMAP and PASE journey. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, Mark. It's really great to see how, despite the earlier rejections or setbacks, you still pursued your ambitions, and now you're in Kyoto, and definitely wish you the best of luck. Very interesting research as well. For our last speaker, Charlotte Marasigan, she's currently doing a PhD in Biomedical Engineering at the University of Texas, Dallas. Unfortunately, she also can't join us in person today, but she sent a video and is very, very expressive about her gratitude to PAASE and GradMAP as well. So I will play the video.
Hello, everyone. Today, I want to share an inspiring journey with you, one that highlights the incredible impact of the two organizations in my life. GradMAP with its invaluable mentorship and PAASE with their generous financial grant have both been instrumental in shaping my path to where I stand today. Just to give you a background about myself, I am Charlotte F. Marasigan, a former GradMAP mentee and also a PAASE grant awardee, and currently a PhD student at the University of Texas at Dallas, and also a firm believer of the wisdom imparted to us by the OST that science is for the people. Regardless of your background, if you really love pursuing science, do it. You do not wait for favorable conditions to happen. Play with your strengths, not focus on your weaknesses, but rather with your strengths that can propel you towards your goal. I did my Bachelor of Science in Biology at the Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila, or PLM, or the University of the City of Manila. And my highlight during my college years is when I won third place in the Student Research Poster Exhibit during the College of Science Week for my thesis entitled Radioprotective Potential of Leishmaniensis, Synonym Genensis, or abang-abang leaf extract on gamma-irradiated human blood lymphocytes in vitro. That's where my love for research started, because I didn't know that this thesis of mine would open me to a lot of opportunities for poster presentation locally and internationally at different conferences. And just to share to all of you guys that my thesis also got published in the Manila Journal of Science last August 8th of this year. So I'm just happy. So if you have your baby thesis as of the moment, you should take care of it. And who knows, maybe it would be your stepping stone for your goal to receive more opportunities when it comes to our research in the research world or research industry. After I graduate, I went to different organizations or institutions. I went to clinical institutions like St. Luke's. I also went to RITM, a government institution or research institution, and I also went to NFRDI, FFRDC to my research career. And then also during my journey, I also feel challenged. I also feel sad if I can do a science thing. And then I went to a different path, like applying to a construction company, totally away to science because I felt that I cannot do a science thing. I failed a lot of experiments. I am not good enough. But you know, the science within me is really calling me out. So I came back and really pursue and stick with it by being committed to science and consistent. Pursuing a graduate studies is difficult, or science in general. Science is not an easy road to take, mentally, financially, and it is academically challenging. And there are circumstances that are outside of our control. And sometimes it makes us paralyzed. It makes us doubt to ourselves. But in these challenges, it lies our true potential. What if we are not being reactive about it, instead becoming proactive and take these challenges into our advantage? And through the power of social media, I discovered GradMAP. GradMAP is a platform dedicated to helping Filipino scientists or researchers pursue their graduate studies, which ignites a new spark of hope and determination within me. Because when I checked their page and their site, I saw that they are offering a free mentorship program wherein you will be matched to a real-life scientist who are also Filipino that are based abroad. And having that free access to a supportive community and expertise of the scientists, it will help you be empowered to this organization. That's why I signed up immediately to their mentee cycle last year. And luckily, through the mentorship of my scientist that was assigned to me, I was able to be courageous and confident in applying or take risks in the different universities that are good for my program, that have a good standing for my program rather. And from there, I discovered PAASE. PAASE are looking for potential awardees for a financial grant that will be able to help Filipino researchers somehow finance their graduate studies application, just like me. Because during that time, I was a contractual laboratory worker and my salary was not enough to take English proficiency exam, which is TOEFL, for me to be exact. And then I was so happy and so grateful that when they released the result, my name was on the list. That's why I was able to take the exam and be able to pass all my requirements prior to the deadline of the universities I applied. And this financial assistance is not just a financial support, but rather a powerful force for me because it helps me propel towards my graduate studies application. And of course, during that time also, I also faced a lot of rejection. The first result that came in was from Mayo Clinic, wherein I got rejected. University of Toronto, I also got rejected, and University of Arizona, I also got rejected. And last April 11, 12 midnight, that's very my fondest memory, UTD, or the University of Texas, Dallas in US, messaged me or emailed me that they are awarding me a fully funded scholarship, and they want me to attend the face-to-face session in fall 2023, which is this year. So I'm really happy, and it will not happen without the help of GradMAP and PAASE through their mentorship and through their financial assistance. That's why my message to all of you is this: embrace your journey with excitement, embrace challenge in your journey. In every challenge is an opportunity, and in every setback is a setup for a comeback. And in closing, I want you, or my advice to all of you is that be excited. There are lots of reasons to be. I am not the most brilliant student during my college year, but I can say I am the most persevering one. And I want you to remember that in every obstacle you encounter is a stepping stone toward your dreams. Embrace challenges with open arms, for they are the raw materials of success. Keep learning, for knowledge is the compass rather that guides us through the uncharted territories of discovery. And most importantly, never stop believing in your dreams, for they are the sparks that ignite the fires of innovation and progress. And just like GradMAP says, let's get that offer. Thank you very much for listening.
Yes, thank you also to Charlotte. She's really been very active in still keeping sort of the networking with us, and we're really happy to see her also thrive in this position. So very similar to our other mentees, and everyone has been really persevering, and everyone has been really dedicated to their applications, even if they've been rejected before, or even if they're rejected during the current cycle. They never gave up or they never lost hope when they saw those initial rejections, right? So I think it's over to you now, Mario. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Erin. Thank you, Nathaniel, Nicole, Mark, and Charlotte. Those are very inspiring stories. I would really like, many students to, listen to these stories, because they're powerful. They'll make you think and look at the possibilities, of your own personal, professional advancement in the areas that you are most interested in. So at this point, I'd like to call on our two esteemed reactors. We'll start first with Dr. Let me just share my slide. Dr. Ralph Turingan. Dr. Turingan is, sorry. Dr. Turingan is from the Florida Institute of Technology. He's been the chair of both its Department of Ocean Engineering and Marine Sciences, and also of Marine Biology. He was a Fulbright Senior Faculty Fellow in 2006 and 2013, and currently the coordinator of the Florida Sea Grant Program and the Fulbright Program Advisor at FIT. Of course, he's a full professor of marine biology at the Florida Institute of Technology. So, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone, please welcome Dr. Ralph Turingan.
Thank you, PAASE President. It's a pleasure. I was really impressed with the four scholars who gave us a presentation. In fact, more than impressed, really inspired. You have reminded us older folks about being inspired, not to be tired of trying and accept all of these rejections as raw materials for success. And I sincerely thank PAASE for partnering with GradMAP. I know how difficult it is to face all of these financial burdens of applying to graduate school. I empathize with them. In 1984, when I was applying, I was a fresh graduate at UP and really wanted to go to graduate school, and it could be draining financially because all of these applications carry an application fee to every university, and they pile up. And I was introduced to this program during the annual meeting of PAASE, and I felt much more empathetic to these graduate applicants, and I believe at that time I suggested that one of the requirements of a successful application to graduate school is pre-application experiences. And we saw that in the featured scholars tonight, that really their experiences demonstrating their ability to be able to pursue research as a graduate student elsewhere. Sort of the proof of concept happens at the undergrad. And so I am a very strong believer of that. And so I personally and professionally offer myself to become one of the mentors. Our university is a technological and science university. It truly is STEM. So yes, I am in the biological sciences and ocean engineering and marine sciences, but we also have biomedical engineering and sciences, all fields of engineering, and including bioengineering and all fields of biological sciences. So I dedicate myself. This is not the beginning of my participation. I really am fully committed to help out in some form, financially to those really deserving applicants, but most especially sharing my experiences of 30 years of evaluating and accepting graduate students. I think I can share so much. Through PAASE, I encourage this wonderful organization to reach out more. And GradMAP, I feel sad that of the statistics shown to us, the Philippines, our fellow Filipinos is lagging way behind, not only last in that list, but quantitatively. Yet, okay, this is proven to be true. I have had 3 graduate students from the Philippines already. And not because they're Filipinos that I say this. They are one of the best in graduate school. And so my message to you aspiring graduate students is, again, don't be shy to ask for help. My message every time I go back home to the Philippines, my message to these future STEM career holders is, do not make poverty be a hindrance to anything. Make it an inspiration, a motivation. And so here we are, just reach out. And thank you again, PAASE. Through PAASE, I think using PAASE as a mechanism to reach out to the so many brilliant Filipino STEM professionals out there anywhere in the world. This is an awakening to us, especially a huge challenge. Can we go at least, maybe make a goal of surpassing Thailand, surpassing Indonesia, and in fact, we are the English-speaking graduates of the entire Asian continent. And so we should be able to reach out to to those really, you know, what it is from my experience with Filipino applicants is that when they are there and they present themselves, they are going to be called to be interviewed, and even and in the end offer scholarships and assistantships in the form of instructorship, teaching assistants, or research supported graduate school, because graduate school, outside of the Philippines, is really very expensive to be self-supporting. And another service that I can offer myself is to write recommendation letters. If I would be privileged enough to be provided with mentees, and getting to know these mentees and coaching them, I think it also is very important. It is a very important role of the mentor to be the advocates to the universities and to the lab. I can call a colleague at another university and speak at the same level, and maybe make the recommendations and negotiating, maybe asking for financial assistance and all that. These are the kinds of things that my fellow professors here, Filipino American professors here, would likely offer. And thank you, Mario, for this is a wonderful initiative of PAASE. My wife Joy is also a scholar once upon a time at the University of the Philippines. She is a teacher here, so I think we are in that position to really be very supportive in all aspects that we are called for. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Ralph. We are really happy to hear, about, our fellow Filipino scientists' commitment, not only to their science, but to aspiring scientists who may otherwise not have the tools, not have the wherewithals, to successfully apply to graduate school. And so we need all the resources that we want. We need to revisit our methodology, of really harnessing our resources, putting our resources where they will matter, and for the future generation of Pinoy scientists. So let me then now transition to our next reactor, who is Professor Joyce Ivana from the University of the Philippines, Institute of Biology. Professor Joyce is currently, yes, a professor of biology at UP Diliman. Prior to obtaining her PhD, she received a Research Fellowship Award from the French Council for the international exchange of scholars to investigate the anti-malarial activities of Philippine marine natural products in Paris. And she continued her research in the Philippines at the Marine Science Institute of UP and at the Research Institute for Tropical Medicine of the Department of Health. She obtained her PhD in microbiology and immunology from the Louisiana State University Health Sciences Center at New Orleans here in the United States. Professor Joyce, take it away.
Good evening for those in the other time zone, and good morning for us here in the Philippines. First, I'd like to thank the organizers at GradMAP and PAASE for inviting me to in this session. And I must say, I'm really very inspired. But what I heard from the stories, and not only about seeing the people, the strength of the human spirit to actually pursue dreams. And this is something that I actually really I'm really amazed and actually very inspired. And another thing that is very inspiring is the sense of community and helping each other. I think this has been shown very strongly by GradMAP and also of PAASE. So I don't know if we have time, but I prepared something to share with you because I've seen we focus on the GradMAP the application to graduate school. And I prepared something that might help you in your journey. So I prepared some experience about as a graduate student and now as a mentor here in the Philippines. So if I may share my slides. So once again, I mean, Mark, Nicole, Nathaniel, and Charlotte, those stories are really, really very helpful. And I hope that in my small sharing of my journey, I might be able to help you more in your as you pursue your dream. So just like most of you, I dreamt to become a scientist. So I titled this Journey from Molecules to Man. And when I was, my journey as wanting to be a scientist, it started when I was young. I wanted to be a scientist since I was a child, and I became a cell biologist and immunologist. And one of the things that I want to share with you that helped me when I was in grad school is attending conferences. And I was brought by my mentor before, and knowing the experts in the field is really a very enriching experience as you try to develop your expertise. Like it's my student now who continued my graduate work. I mentored a student who's now in the US with my collaborator, and it continued my work. And he was fascinated how he will tell me something about the field, and I would say, oh, look at the paper of this person's lab, or if this is or this person's lab. So that's one of the things that was helpful for me. And also something I realized as I heard your story, a lot of you have this deep passion for science, and it's a very self-sustaining energy to pursue science when you really it's your dream. And I remember when I was a student, I'm always in the lab. I work hard because I really enjoy doing science. And my mentor, one time there was a upcoming holiday, and she told me, Joyce, why don't you do something fun? And I was looking at her, and I was confused. So I was thinking, are you blind? I mean, can't you see what I'm doing? So because it's really a joy to pursue your dream as a childhood dream to be a scientist. And but I can tell you as well, I have this great sense of gratitude when I was a graduate student, because it's fun to be provided for. Like when you need something for your experiments, you can just write a request, and it will be delivered in your department the following day. And at that time, I remember I was wondering what my advisor is doing always in her office. And now that I am a project leader and a mentor, I realize, oh my God, she has a lot. She's dealing with a lot of problems in her office. So enjoy your graduate studies, because this is the time that is really fun. You're doing science, you're focused, and you're provided for. It's really a very enriching journey. And you have, and in your wherever department you are, you engage other faculty as well. It always is it's a community. It's a community. It's a family that you will be surprised of how helpful many teachers are in your department. And something also that I appreciated is when I attend conferences. There was a conference or a seminar in our department. I saw a speaker who was testing, who talked about cancer biology, and he has this molecule that is on phase 1 clinical trial. And I realized that it's actually targeting the same pathway that I'm working on in my research. And I experimented on this. I requested for this molecule, and interestingly, it actually manipulates the biology of the pathogen that I am working on. So it's always enriching to also attend seminars in your department that are of different topics, because it will enrich your research as well. And this became a cover of infection and immunity when I was in graduate school. But interestingly, when I showed this to my mother, she was wondering. So she mentioned, so but because my mother is a more service-oriented woman. She's a teacher, a community civic leader in our province, and she's not appreciated it as much as a science mother perhaps would do. And so she actually convinced me to come home. And at the time, Dr. Giselle Concepcion also invited me to come home to the Philippines. So I'm just sharing this. So this part of the journey was as a graduate student. And then the next part of the journey is actually coming home to the Philippines. And I started here with just 500,000 peso grant. And look at our high chair. So if my student is shorter, you can have the adjustable chair by stacking 3 monoblocks. And if you are taller, you just have 1 monoblock. And we started this research. When I came back, so I am a cell biologist, a high technology research, immunology, and it's so hard to do here in the Philippines. But I learned to look for an opportunity that is doable here in our country. And that's how I started the probiotic research. So this is our hood. This was fabricated. But this grew, this research grew to this day. Now we have a functional food development system, and we've come up with prototypes, etc. But so I founded IRL in 2014. So it's almost, it's 9 years now. And we got funding from USAID Stride and the Balik PhD program of the UP system. And I built this lab. So I came home with just a computer, and I didn't have much. And I built this lab, which became home for many, many students here in the Philippines. And but it's not the easy journey. I'm just trying to save time. We just shared with you the highlights. But there were a lot of times, just like you, I almost gave up. I had a lot of difficulties, but we keep on moving. And I always go back to the inspiration of our work. And that's you, the students. The Filipino students are really brilliant. Whether you are in the US, in Europe, in Japan, in the Philippines, I am always at awe of the brilliance and talent and the kindness of Filipino students. So moving forward, this is where we are 10 years after. So I have produced PhDs who are now serving our country as a fellow in the OST, as a professor in Pampanga State University, and in an Ateneo, and also here in Diliman. So that's the journey. There's really joy in mentoring. Now I want to share, like, now I am at that point where sometimes a student will show up, Mom, I'm here in Katipunan, and then they will show up with an orchid, and then there will be a student giving me a canvas, and so I will paint this orchid in the canvas that my student has given me. So it's become my second family, really. It's really a joy of mentoring. And I also received the same mentoring from other, that's why I like this culture of helping each other. So when I started painting, Mr. Sena actually also mentored me in painting. And this thing has grew as, this is my like, this is when I have difficulties at work, this is what I use to recharge myself, arts. And this has also become, I have donated some of my artworks to UP Institute of Biology, and it's now funding some scholarship for our biology students. So I guess that's what I wanted to share with you. I hope that we all continue this culture of helping each other and mentoring. And once again, thank you very much for what you have shared. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Joyce of mentoring. So it was really also inspiring, seems like the journey, never ends, from being mentored, from being a mentee to being a mentor, and that we're coming full circle, that we actually continue to be of service and be served, by what we do on this planet. So I would like to open the floor to any questions or any comments from our mentees, from our mentors, from our GradMAP leaders and members here, from our PAASE members here. Let me just change the view to gallery. Okay, from my end. So, meron po ba tayong questions or comments? The floor is open.
I guess while waiting for questions, I just really want to thank PAASE for helping GradMAP. Mario, thank you so much for being so supportive of this program. So, just for everyone's reference, when me and the GradMAP co-founder Carlo Cristobal first reached out to Mario, he didn't hesitate at all in terms of supporting us. He's been supportive from day one. So thank you so much, and we really hope that this partnership will continue. It's giving me goosebumps just listening to all the presentations and putting faces to the names that we were seeing before. Thank you to all the mentees for sharing that experience. And I just want to highlight as well that GradMAP is powered by volunteers. So volunteers such as Erin, who is a graduate student herself. She has a lot of responsibilities in grad school, but she is also helping with this program and with the other mentorship efforts that is happening through GradMAP. So thanks so much for everyone for making this happen.
Of course, thank you to Diggs for being, there always, and persistent, I guess like a pillar of GradMAP. I'd like to thank also a few individuals who made this support happen, at least financially. We have Dr. Anthony Shun Fung Chu, the winner of the 2023 Severino Co Lectureship Award for Engineering, who donated his cash prize to support the 2023-2024 cycle of PAASE GradMAP, grant program. We also have Dr. Carlo Cristobal, the founding president, of GradMAP. And of course, and I heard from you about this, Dix, the support of, is it the Gokongwei brothers? Who's also
Brothers
supporting.
Foundation. Yeah.
That's right, Gokongwei
for
Brothers
this year,
Foundation
yes.
For this year. And of course, the board of directors of PAASE, who fully supported, the matching grant. We agreed for the benefit of everyone. We agreed that PAASE will be matching the funds raised by GradMAP up to $5,000. So right now we have like $10,000, to support, perhaps 2 dozens or more, hopefully, graduate school applicants. We have PAASE VP Gladys Completo raising her hand. Gladys?
Hi, good morning, everyone, and good evening to those who are abroad. Again, thank you for the presentations of all the mentees of GradMAP. It reminded me of our experiences when we were starting to look for potential grad school, and also the difficulty in looking for sponsors. During that time, there were very few organizations, so we help each other out. And a senior faculty member helped me out, helped me in paying for my TOEFL, and another one also paid for my GRE. So I think it's also, as Joyce mentioned, it's a community. We help each other out. So, and now I have some of my students here attending. So I have a question. think they just write to us for GradMAP. Could you give us a timeline? Okay, when do you start accepting, or when do you start your mentoring? You know, when do you open it, and then is it usually around what month, and how many times do you have this call for mentorship or applicants?
Oh, so we have like a cycle every year, and we usually have our call for mentors who can be, let's say, current graduate students, or those who have already finished their PhD and maybe they're in teaching positions, around May to June, sometimes until July. And then after the call for mentors, we open the call for mentees, and this usually runs from July to August-ish. And this year also, we started the call for grant applications rather earlier. We started, I think, it was end August to September. So it's until this month, and we only recently closed the applications, and we're currently evaluating them. But this is the current timeline, and yeah, so the key months are usually in June, July for mentees and mentors. And we're always also happy to see more people joining the community, because I just wanted to add that I was a mentee also a few years ago, and even now I'm kind of now that I'm overseas, the GradMAP network is also who I kind of turn to in terms of having other Filipino scientists in the foreign country. Yeah, so it's just a growing community every year. We're really happy to see that.
Thank you, Erin. Do we have other comments or questions? Okay, I have one thing. We've been discussing this at the board of PAASE, and we also have this bi-monthly meeting with the OST, and we talk about priority areas. You know, there are certain, for example, members of PAASE who are willing to take in, graduate students, so they are, from, different universities here in the US and elsewhere. But I don't know whether it will complicate the program of GradMAP. If we actually like advertise certain labs or university programs that are like recruiting for graduate students, and therefore GradMAP can maybe help those professors advertise their openings. I know that of course we don't want to not use high standards in all our screening and everything, but then this is just like adding some more intentionality to our recruitment and pay and matching, something like that, because they're open to considering mentees who are coming through GradMAP.
We would definitely love to get connected with them. We have faculty consultants who are also helping evaluate these for these award program, and so we can advertise in our website, and
Sure.
we have a liaison persons for that. So just let us know, and I think right now they are trying to set it up in such a way that you can just add it directly into the website, into a living document. But for now, you can just email GradMAP through the contact information in the website, or just email one of us who's serving as an advisory board member or a faculty consultant. I am happy to take any inquiries as well about advertising positions through GradMAP. Yeah, but we have a website for that.
Yeah. Thank you, Diggs. We will be sending you a list, of those
Yes,
professors
that'll
and
be
their
wonderful.
areas of expertise, so that anyone who might be interested to apply, to
Yes,
their lab of course, through all the processes that are required, they can. Dr. Billy, do you have any questions or comments?
I was very inspired with what I learned this evening. As you know, uh, I'm not a basic scientist, but this past 2 years when I headed the research committee of PAASE, I learned so many things. And getting involved with PAASE, like I said, science is very exciting. So I was caught with the question, with the comment of Dr. Turingan, where who succeeds in getting the GradMAP grant, and beyond that, who succeeds in getting into the university. So apparently, I have here in the United States, I have observed that even the medical students are already well published when they get to medical school. And I compare my alma mater, none of us had any idea what research is going, but that is all being changed at the moment. So the question is, we have mentees, and they are at the undergraduate level. They are into maybe a molecular biology pathway. So they must be thinking about how to go beyond what they are doing at even probably the freshman level, or what is the next one? A sophomore level, and start thinking about how they position themselves in number one. If I were a committee member of GradMAP, saan ka nag-graduate? Anong grades ninyo? Ano ang challenge sa'yo? How are you going to be able to cure dengue probably? And thinking about that. And I was also, I caught the comment of Dr. Ibana, because part of my one of my projects with the University of the Philippines is building this PGH in Diliman, a modern medical center in Diliman. And I'm talking a little long here, so I'll take another 2 minutes. But when I spoke with Senator Angara about that, sir, we need to go to Diliman. Why? Because we need to be able to benefit from the synergy that comes from Diliman. This cancer thing that Dr. Ibana just mentioned. Look, there's so many cancers at the PGH, but we do not know how to really treat them and stop them. So if we do have the PGH in Diliman, we have Dr. Ibana's Department of Biology. May problema kami rito. Hindi namin na-cure itong urethral cancer. Go and itong problema, do it. So back to my basic question. We do have the mentees. We have all these universities, but how do these mentees really practically mentor the undergrad in being competitive for the GradMAP grant of $300? And then beyond that, how do you get to the University of Texas in Dallas, or George Washington University? That is the challenge. We have all how and it has come to the Philippines. It has to be in the Philippine universities, not in the US universities, because we here in the United States do not interact with the Filipinos. It is the faculty at the University of the Philippines that interact with our students. So that is my question. Maybe Dr. Ibana can give us a an insight into how that could be accomplished.
Thank you very much for that question. And actually, I'm very grateful that I was invited in this GradMAP. I've actually looked at your website and your Facebook page. I'm just amazed of this opportunity that would actually make the going for grad school and furthering education more inclusive and more available to a majority of Filipino students. And it made me realize as well that when I have students, so when I went to grad school, I went for Fulbright scholarship because precisely because of this problem of it's very expensive and everything. But now with GradMAP, it's actually become very much more inclusive, and I think we have to. I would, if it will help, I could also, spread the word here at the University of Philippines that this opportunity is available. So this is no longer a hindrance to realizing our dreams. We all that we all want everyone to achieve their dreams of becoming a scientist, and with us working together as a faculty, as a GradMAP and PAASE and other and Dr. Silverio Caballon and Ralph Tulingan, many mentors in the US. Yeah, I think we continue to grow this culture of helping each other. Thank you very much. I hope that helps.
That would be great if you can help with advertisement of GradMAP at UP. We've reached out to Dr. Hernandez at the College of Science in UP Diliman, and also she promised to help disseminate some materials from GradMAP. But I do want to answer the question about the award criteria. So we wanted to balance out a couple of aspects. One is the need based criteria, and also the evaluating the merit and the success of the graduate or the applicants to go into grad school. And in helping us evaluate this, I tried to reach out to some of the faculty members, not just in the US, but in other institutions as well, so that they can help us better calibrate what is the criteria in their field and also in different institutions. But I think what Dr. Caballon is getting at is how can we reach out to as early as freshman students or as early as sophomore students. There are a lot of there's this one-on-one or one to a team of mentors, mentorship style that is mostly the GradMAP mentorship program. But as part of that, there are also publicly available panels. And as part of these panels, there are people who are already in grad school, or sometimes we would have panels that are comprised of faculty members who are serving in an admissions committee. So through these, and also our website has some example material, some CV that is publicly available. So through these avenues, hopefully the students, we would reach the students and they would get to know, okay, what is the level that I need to get at in terms of being a good or competitive candidate for graduate school. And the contact information of the faculty consultants for GradMAP, they're also in our website. So let's say if there's a freshman student who watched one of our panel events and then got inspired to go for an internship, they are very much welcome to reach out to us faculty members here in the US and other countries that the student would like to target. So if you have other suggestions, of course, on how we can better reach the students, we would love that. I know that some of the faculty consultants and some of the advisory board members have some suggestions about having a workshop or something like this. But again, we're trying to do it one step at a time. We're volunteer based. So, but yeah, if there are more volunteers who would like to help us in this effort, and I think more resources for organizing programs like that, we would really appreciate everyone's help. I hope that answers your questions.
You are all very inspiring, actually.
Okay.
I am very excited, sir.
Yes, we will talk, Billy, about probably strategizing in like getting more resources, to pursue,
That would be
all
great.
the plans. Yeah. Anyway, Dr. Torigan, you have a post on the chat box. Would you like to talk briefly about that?
Yeah, and this is also in connection with Dr. Caballon's comment in there. From my experience with getting graduate students into a laboratory, a research laboratory here in the U.S., um, you know, making a phone call or getting a phone call from a colleague makes a big difference. So you may have this, and as Dr. Caballon has mentioned, you have this, high, very inspiring, heavy resume and all of the ingredients of being a good graduate student. But if that gets into the attention of an existing faculty here in the U.S., and for example, I'll use myself as an example. I'm made aware of it. I can call, a fellow faculty in the program that the mentee is interested in, and make the connection, make the a massive advocacy, because here is the reality about applications from the Philippines, and this is just based on my experience. I had a Fulbright Filipina student from the University of the Philippines. She already had the Fulbright. She had difficulty landing a major professor's position here in the U.S. And there is this, associated pedigree, which is so unfair, right? And so it is very important for us who are already here to sort of break that stereotype doesn't exist anymore, that because it is not the University of the Philippines, it's a made up resume for somehow, and that still happens. And so I really encourage this partnership between GradMAP and PAASE, because I'm a true believer that this is going to provide the pathway to make a student who is highly qualified land a laboratory, a research lab sponsorship here in the U.S. Because it happens. It really is. That phone call will make a big difference. And I receive phone calls from colleagues of mine from other universities endorsing an applicant, and we do that. It is a very effective way of connecting a well-qualified but lowly applicant from the Philippines to a laboratory here in the United States. So GradMAP, I really applaud your effort in here. It is a very good program, and especially with your partnership now with PAASE, I think the pathway to getting graduate school by our mentees will improve, and the likelihood that they will get accepted to a lab will increase. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ralph. So that's well noted. We use all our formal and informal networks to make sure that those who deserve to be in good graduate programs will be there. And so we'll use our social capital. We use everything in our powers, to make sure that we are able to help the qualified students, so we will be very intentional about it. So thank you very much. Medyo humaba na yung ating pag-uusap. It's more than 1.5 hours already, but we have one more important thing to do, and that is actually the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between PAASE and GradMAP PH. We don't have yet the DocuSign, but I'll just show what I have on my screen. So this is a copy of the Memorandum of Understanding that the PAASE and GradMAP will be signing. We will be sending you the DocuSign. So I uh, uh, I will be the signatory for PAASE, and Dr. Herdeline Ardonia will be the signatory for GradMAP. I will request VP Gladys and Miss Erin Ong. I don't know who else would be the witnesses for GradMAP, but this uh, memorandum of understanding will codify our resolve to partner with each other in making sure that those who applicant Filipino applicants students to graduate schools will get the support that they need. PAASE will be matching the funds raised by GradMAP up to $5,000 for this year, and we will be evaluating this annually. We will also continue doing this sharing of experiences. And of course, as we've been talking about, we are very much willing to extend our reach to GradMAP by making sure that we transmit to you, all the information about opportunities from PAASE members' laboratories for the students to explore the application process to their universities, of course, through the help of GradMAP's mentoring process. So I would like to formalize this memorandum of understanding, and congratulations to GradMAP. Congratulations to us. We
Thank
will
you very
do
much.
this
Thank you
together.
so much.
Thank you. And yes, I would like to call VP Gladys Completo to say a few words, to end this program.
Okay, thank you very much again, GradMAP, for reaching out to us, PAASE, and we're happy to help your organization, and hope this not just the start. As Ralph mentioned, Dr. Turian mentioned, we can help in other ways, and also Joyce. From here in the Philippines, there are also a lot of mentors, possible mentors that can help out other potential mentees. And for those of you who are already abroad, let me just remind you that please come back and serve also as balik scientists, because if we want to help out the young generation to go and pursue graduate studies, so that we can at least beat Indonesia. we're lowest in terms of statistics, but hopefully, yes, with this GradMAP and PAASE project, we could increase more graduates, masters and PhD graduates, and not just stay abroad, but please help out here. Help us here, the scientists here in the Philippines. We do need you to come back. You don't have to stay for good. You can just come, go back and forth, and we can really discuss. And you should see what's really happening here. Okay, what's actually the concerns of not just the students, but the scientists, the professors here in the Philippines. We do need your help, and we're trying to help out. PAASE is trying to help out financially, so we need your service in return, if you don't mind. So congratulations again to GradMAP. Diggs, thank you so much, and Mario also, for always willing to help out not just GradMAP but other organizations here abroad. And hopefully, so have a nice weekend, everyone. Even during the weekend, we always work. So, and please check our website. PAASE has also an FB page. Okay, so we're socially active din po. We have the Filipino scientists. Okay, please check out our activities. Again, thank you very much. So mag-photo up ba tayo, President Mario? You're muted, Mario.
Okay, maraming salamat, Gladys. Thank you, everyone. You know, we owe you. You know, we should do this more often. We need to listen to students. You know, to our applicants. You know, more often to see what they need and to see how we can best help them. Salamat po ng marami. Yeah, let's have a photo up.
Okay. And then thank you for my students who attended. I hope we inspired you. I think, right, smile. Right.
Thank you. Salamat
Thank you.
po.
Are you
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Yes, Joyce, Ralph.
Thank you, Joyce.
Eileen.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
I'm going to BSU. I'll see you there.
Erin, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
everyone.
Mario.
Thank you for the
Everyone.
host, to the hosts. Thank you
Of
so much.
course, yeah. I have
This is
another
great.
Thank
meeting
you to our
after.
reactors.
I will jump to my
Bye.
next meeting. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.